snipes? Any last minute snipes on the character bid war?
We unfortunately did not get any snipes, so it looks like it's going to be Goemon. That's going to be the character.
All right, let me go ahead and swap out our commentators here. Thank you, Sentence X, for stopping by. And is Siren coming in too? Or
no.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Hello.
Got a lot of people in the waiting channel there. I was wondering who's all trying to join.
I'm alone, sadly.
That's okay too. All right. As much fun as Street Fighter Cross Mega Man was, I can't let you do another run, Darkman. I have to swap that out.
That's acceptable to me.
I'm sorry. There we go. All right, and I am going to mute my mumble then if we're switching.
Yep. No, this is not an RPG.
All right, stream, can you tell us if the audio balance is good?
I approve.
I suppose it helps if we keep talking, but...
That would help, yeah.
I
don't know.
All right, they say it sounds all right. That's good.
It's good.
One more thing I just want to remind everybody again, if you could do us a favor, if you're not streaming, feel free to host the marathon on your page too. That always helps. And of course, you can also tell your friends about the marathon. That would be helpful. Or donate if that's something that you're capable of doing. We appreciate all the donations we've got so far.
Yeah, I guess we'll take a minute to explain that this is the JRTA Marathon, where we are raising money for two Japanese runners, Ohon and Bicord. So they're going to be playing a couple of games at AGDQ. Bicord will be playing Gimmick, and he has a waitlisted game in Wario Land 3. And Ohon will be playing Mega Man 6 and Castlevania 3, and he also has a waitlisted game in Mega Man 5. So with your donations, we can get them over and they can put on a show for us. So we appreciate your donations so far. We so far have over $600, so thank you very much. But we need more. We need $4,500, so please keep them coming. Thank you.
And with that, I think we are ready to go if you're ready.
Yeah, there was a bid war here, so I need to know which character I'm going to pick before I start the run.
We have the results, Darkman?
Yes, a whopping total of $5. Goemon is the winner.
Alright, because the thing is with this game, depending on where your controller is, then if you have it in slot 1, you'll play as Goemon, and if you have it in slot 2, you'll play as Izumo. So, alright. Should I just give a countdown?
That works for me.
Alright. Then we'll go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. This is the legend of the mystical ninja, otherwise known as Ganbare Goemon in Japan. And well, introducing this game, basically, you can see we're playing as Goemon right now. This is a very nice game to co-op. You have the option to play with a buddy. Yeah, basically controlling both characters that are available here, and that is probably when the game is most fun, because you can do a lot of neat stuff with 2 players in this game. However, I do not have a buddy to play with me, so we're just going to try to go through this alone. But yeah, this game is basically sort of a parody about ancient Japanese culture, more or less. There's a lot of references to like mythical creatures, certain traditions in Japan and whatnot, and yeah, I'm not gonna explain every single one of them. If you want to, you can read up a lot about that, but yeah, we're starting out here in Edo, basically, which is today known as Tokyo, and well, we're here sounds outside our house, and then we're going to check it out. Turns out that ghosts are invading the city, so we're investigating here, basically. And as you can see, like, I started out in an area where I could move up, down, left, and right. These are basically the city areas where you can do a whole bunch of stuff that we're going to explore later. And then you have these basically action zones where you those are basically the dungeons of the areas where you just move through in as a 2D platformer, basically. Alright, and with that, we're already at the first boss, the Yurei Ghost. Let's see. Now, bosses are very tricky in this game, not because they are hard, but it's hard to kill them fast. Alright, that was pretty decent though. The thing is, this game, most bosses, you can hit them twice if you do it just right on the right frame. Like, this Yurei Ghost shoots these discs out, like, every other time, and well, if you just time it right on some cycles, if you hit the disc correctly, you'll deal double damage. It's very hard to do though. I got one double hit though, so that was easy enough. And the problem that this game has really... hello? Thank you. The problem this game has speedrun-wise, really, is that you actually do have to collect a little amount of money. So we're going to play a little minigame here, for starters, to collect a little bit. We're going to play Whack-A-Mole. Now this will give us roughly 400 more. The problem is that in 2 stages of this game, you have to buy items to actually progress in the stage, at least with the 1 player, in the 1 player run. And it's not little money, we do need 1,000 apiece for those stages, so yeah. Alright.
Plug something real quick, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I just want to let everybody know that starting with The Legend of Mystical Ninja and ending with Blastozer, so the next 7 games, each game has a prize giveaway. So for $10, in this case, you can actually win a pair of the Ganbare Goemon games. So all it takes is a $10 donation during this game, and you're entered to win. I mean, as you saw with Donkey Kong 64, only 3 people donated, so you have a really good shot at winning them if you really want that. So please get your donations coming, and hopefully you might win.
Alright, yeah, as you can see, I went shopping as well right now. You see you have the little item bar down there. You can buy a bunch of items in the different stages, and we're going to go to our next destination, Shikoku Island. We're traveling for 50 bucks, but yeah, essentially, the most important item is really the shoes, the sandals, because with those, you'll move faster in the city zones, and that will save you a lot of time in the speedrun, obviously. If you get hit in the city zones, you'll lose a pair, so that's why I bought a couple more than I would in an actual attempt. But yeah, I should be okay with that. Alright. As you can see also in the top left, my health and my lives. The problem this game has, especially for marathon runs, is that if you run out of lives, you game over. Alright, so far so good. The problem is you lose all your money that we collected, and we do need it in the penultimate stage to finish the game. So I gotta be super careful with that. At some points in the run, it's really easy to lose a life here and there if I don't pay attention, so let's hope that doesn't happen. But yeah. What I do here is basically, I found every little stage or every little Warthog zone has basically a secret in this game, and that generally holds money and health upgrades for the stage. I'm just going here for safety. In real attempts, I would probably skip over this, but yeah, to collect the rest of the money, we're actually going to gamble, which should be a ton of fun. Now this is a little gambling game here. Basically, it's slots. You get to choose an animal, and I'm going to say color for simplicity's sake because you can't actually read the letters, even though it says A there. But the thing is how it works. You have these 3 slot reels. Now the first one will always give you just a number, and you'll get 50 bucks back. You'll basically wager 100 apiece. And well, the second reel has your color in it, so if you hit a number and a color, you'll get 200. The last one has additionally an animal in it, and if you hit your animal, your color, and a number, you'll win 1,000. So that is basically the quickest way in the game to collect money. It's not the most reliable one, as you can imagine, but the other, like, I could have played the mole minigame for 5 minutes, but really, I did not really want to do that. There's another gambling game. There's tons of little stuff in this game. Like, if you play this game casually, it's very fun. Tons of minigames to explore. A lot of shenanigans you can do with 2 players, so yeah. And yeah, I'm basically going to try to collect money until I have roughly 2,500. If I'm a little lower, I can go with that, but hopefully that won't happen. But yeah, if there's any donations, this would be a fantastic time because I'm just mashing B at the moment.
Sure. We actually have 2 donations.
Nice.
So we have a $5 donation from Boss Lancid777, who didn't leave a message. Thank you. And we also have a $30 donation from T, who says enjoy. So thank you very much for both of your donations.
Alright, we're getting there. There's, like, this game also made it to the US as The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, obviously. There's a little bug in the Japanese version here, though. Like, you always get, like, you're always supposed to get all the numbers at your disposal. However, if you mash fast enough, which I'm trying to avoid because it's super risky, you basically get all zeros, which, if you hit your color in 0, and imagine even your animal color and 0, you'll get 10 times your winnings because all your numbers are zeros. Like, I hit a 0 earlier. So, alright.
And just want to remind everybody that there is an upcoming incentive for hand cam for Kirby Superstar. So that needs $250, and his run is about 3 hours from now. So we still have some time to hit it, but we definitely need more donations towards that.
I'm getting all the small ones. Like, generally after 2 minutes, you should have it at 1 big one at least. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're good. So yeah, and the problem, that's really the biggest problem with this game. The speedrun attempts, like, rely on hitting this first try, basically. The record, you can look that one up on the Nico leaderboards, is a 28, 40 high. And it basically hits lottery first try, and the people on Nico, they are actually crazy enough to play the first stage over and over again, go there with like 100 or 200, and just basically try to first try this. But yeah, it's very interesting to watch, definitely. Alright, so with that, we're at the next boss, Lantern Man now. He has these little lanterns on his head here that we gotta defeat first. Whites are not very hard. Once we killed all the white ones, the red ones will start moving. But if you know the patterns in this game, that's a general speedrun thing. Like, everything is based on patterns, basically. Once you learn all of those, bosses become very simple. Alright, now, if I shoot this guy just fast enough with my money here... Alright, I didn't get a double hit, but good try. Yeah, if you shoot the guy fast enough in the head with your money, you get 2 hits in at once, which will count as 4 damage instead of just 2, which obviously speeds up the fight a little. That's probably the hardest thing to learn in this game, is like getting double hits on bosses. Like you can possibly virtually get them on almost every boss. There's a few exceptions, but yeah. So, I didn't actually talk about the weapons yet. The way that works is, you know how I faced a lot of random enemies here and there. Every 8 enemies I kill on a screen, I'm getting a little cat. And if I pick up that cat, my weapon will upgrade. I have 3 upgrades for that. Like Gomon has the pipe level 1, pipe level 2, and a yo-yo. Now for speedrunning purposes, we definitely want the second pipe only. Now, the problem is, get a kill. This guy, pipe. The problem is, if you have the third weapon, well, the yo-yo is technically supposed to be the best weapon, but its attack speed and its range is kind of weird for a speedrun. So we really want to try to avoid cats if we got the second pipe. If you get hit though, your weapon level will decrease by 1. Nice boss here, by the way. And yeah. So we're generally trying to keep here the second pipe here. Additionally, you have the option of throwing your money around in this game. Every throw costs 4, and that is another reason why we have to collect a little money. All weapons have the same power, it's just range and basically speed that are a little different here and there. Yeah. Story-wise, by the way, alright, so I didn't really go into the story that much yet. Very simple, actually. Like I mentioned earlier, we started in Tokyo, basically. And from there, because of the evil spurs, we got told that there's something weird going on in Japan. And we should check it out, so we went to Ruq Islands and rescued Koban cats, which basically told us that Princess Yuki kidnapped. So the point of the game now, basically from that point, is to go rescue the princess. Awaji Island, the amusement park you saw for a brief moment there, is basically just a small little stage that has, as well, a ton of minigames, obviously. It's basically an homage to Konami itself, who published this game. There's tons of references to Konami stuff in Awaji Island, which is very interesting. But yeah, we didn't find anything there, so now we are moving on to Oe. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's OE, so I have no idea. But yeah, we're looking here for hints where the princess could be. Another thing I didn't point out yet, like, attacking in this game is actually very weird, as in if you're on the ground and attack, you'll stop for a brief moment. If you're jumping and attacking though, you keep your momentum. That is also very important. And the little problem is that even if you try to jump like slightly, like only with a little momentum, it will speed you up very fast. So you gotta be very careful, if you're swinging your weapon, that is. So you gotta be very careful on when to swing your weapon. Yeah, the soundtrack for this game is super good, by the way. I haven't actually played a lot of other Gomon games, but I really love this soundtrack. It's really solid. Get a little platforming section here. Alright, did it. Alright, and all the... I'm gonna hit this thing here. All the people with these weird faces here are basically a reference, or are supposed to be a parody. Hold on. Focus on this boss. Yeah, this white little faces. Ah! Hit him. They're basically a parody of a traditional mask in Japan that is actually connected to good things, but they are parodizing it here. Alright, let's see. Now you can hit almost all faces of this boss with a double hit, like if you throw the coins just right, but it's super hard to do. Let's see if I can at least get one now. This boss has 4 faces, basically. 4 faces, get it? It's fine. You can double hit the first 3 of them, but on the last phase here, we have to throw 1 coin after another. It's a little annoying, but not a big deal. Alright, glad he's down. And we free Ninja Woman, yay. I know she's a fan favorite, actually. Even though I don't know why, but she is, I know that much. And yeah, she basically tells us to go find the Sage of Iga. So that's our next destination. He will tell us what we should do. So yeah, now we're in Iga. Iga is actually widely known for being the birthplace of ninjas in Japan. Like actual history here. So, guess what we're going to find here. Tons of ninjas. This stage is actually very, very scary. Because there's a section here that I'm very afraid of where I have to do 2 very, very bad jumps. So, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, these little holes right there, by the way, this is basically a city area. If you go into these holes, there's actually people living in that. Don't ask me why. Alright, yeah, but now we are in the ninja castle here. This first part is really easy, but I'm going to take a little detour all too shortly here. Basically, we're visiting those little secret section here because it's faster, and now I gotta focus to not mess this up. Since I announced this so big, though, I'm sure I'm going to mess this up. Hey, I did mess it up. Nah, the really difficult part about that one is not really the platforming, but the ninjas are getting in your way if you're not careful. So you gotta time your jumps really good to not get hit and thrown down there, which corresponds to death. If you die in one of these dungeon type areas, by the way, you get thrown to the last checkpoint. Now, checkpoints are at the 10 of the at the very start of the level, and if I pick up these elephant things, they will serve as a checkpoint as well. Sure.
We had a $10 donation from Cookie, who says more money for maid mode Oxus. Thank you very much, Cookie.
Missed a cycle here. It's not a big deal though. Alright, get that done. Ah. Alright, gotta wait here. That's fine now. Alright, that's okay. Alright, and with that, we are at the boss, Ninja Robot Sasuke. This boss fight is actually really tricky to do fast. The first phase, he's going to throw ninjas at us from his kites. They are easily disposed of, but since I don't have my second weapon, the second phase is going to be a little annoying. You do want to rage shift the second upgrades in order to quick kill this guy. See how I'll do with the first one. You can throw out these ninja knives every so often. Alright, that was okay still. But yeah, you can basically kill him in like 3 seconds if you have the second upgrade. Essentially double hitting him in a couple of spots. Unfortunately, wasn't able to do that. But yeah, now we find the wise man, who tells us to seek out the White Mirror of Izumo, so that is going to be our next destination. Unfortunately, in order to get to Izumo, yeah, we're going to use methods of travel that are not very, well, healthy. And we didn't quite hit the mark, so right now we're actually in Kyoto, and we have to pass the mountain regions here. And this is where the money comes in for the first time. In order to enter the dungeon of this area, you actually have to buy this pass, And this pass costs 1,000 gold, so that's super expensive. This is probably one of the most difficult areas in the game. There's these annoying monkeys over here that will make your life a living hell. They spawn, like, they have fixed spawn points, but sometimes the game screws up and spawns like 2 behind each other and stuff like that. And then you have these birds, which will randomly fly all over the place once they spawn on screen, which is also not very fun. If you do it, like, in a fluent motion here in this section, you basically are good, but sometimes it just so happens the birds are not agreeing. This was okay though. Alright. I should get the elephant here at the same time, but the boss killed me once, so let's do that. This section is pretty neat because it has 2 layers. They don't really play a role that much in a speedrun, but it's very neat to actually explore this little part here. If you're playing casually, highly encourage it. I need this guy to move. Alright, because we're just going straight to the boss here. Just good old Kabuki actor. This guy has 2 phases. The first phase, we basically need to damage his, the thing he has on his back, the box. Just easily done. Now this guy can also be double hit if you time it just right, but it's super, super hard, because this fight is relatively laggy. Playing it safe. Dodging his attacks is not really that hard, but alright, we did it. Yeah, like I said, the main difficulty is really getting in these double hits, and I'm nowhere near close to being good enough for that yet.
Just wanted to remind people that there is a prize. If you donate $10 before the end of this run, you are entered to win a pair of Ganbare Goemon cards. So it's really, really open. There's not too many donations during this block so far, so just donate $10 and you have a really good shot at winning.
Alright, and after we get past the mountain region of Kyoto, we're finally in Izumo and can look out for the mirror. Mirror, please. Alright, there's a short little section here. Izumo in Japan is a coastal town, so that's why this level is water themed. And the water here is really annoying now. The thing is, you sometimes get damaged seemingly randomly from the water if you don't jump out fast enough. I did actually manage to not get damaged though, which is surprising for me. I at least get damaged twice every time, but that's pretty good. Alright, so far so good. This is a very short stage, not much to it. The thing, this barrel, you gotta watch out for that one. This game has a lot of neat glitches that involves clipping screens if you use 2 players. You can basically skip a ton of screens and dungeons or areas. This barrel, however, you can also clip through that, and basically, if you enter it like halfway from the left side, you'll clip and you'll die immediately. You can do nothing against it, so very careful with that one. And the boss here is actually referencing okay. The boss is referencing a Japanese sea god, basically. Called, this boss is called Hakuryu? Yes. And it's referencing Ryukyu, the Japanese sea god, supposedly. And after we defeat him, we'll finally free the mirror, and he tells us that the princess is being held captive in Ryukyu? Yes. Ryujin is, by the way, Japanese Sugan. I'm sorry. I actually have notes for that, believe it or not, because I can't keep track of all of this. Alright, but yeah, in Ruq Islands, which is south of Japan actually, it's not really on the Japan mainland. Princess is supposedly held captive, and this is actually a very neat little area, as if you enter houses here, people will actually not be able to talk to you. That's a reference to, like, they actually do speak, even though it belongs to Japan, they do speak a different language on these islands of Japan. So what you gotta do here, and why we actually collected money, is we gotta buy a dictionary. So yeah, for 1,000. Don't ask me why. It's $1,000 in the US version, by the way. So I don't know. I wouldn't buy that dictionary, but okay. But yeah, if you buy the dictionary, you can actually enter the palace here, and well, the king will tell you that you should find the secret entrance here, but we don't need to hear that. All you gotta do is walk up here to trigger the secret entrance to be there. We can seek out the bad guys here. I think we're going to see one more Tanuki in this run after this, so I want all of you to pay very close attention to the Tanuki, especially the bottom parts of the Tanuki. Thank you very much. It's going to be appearing in about 5 minutes again, I think. Ladders are the worst in this game, because sometimes you have to hold up to climb up, obviously. You can also jump off the ladder. Sometimes it will just not grab the ladder for some reason. I don't know why. It's pretty annoying. But yeah, after that short part, we're in a small auto-scroller here for a couple seconds. Basically, just gotta snipe a couple of enemies. I missed a cat. I actually want a cat right now, but I can't get another one from these guys. Oops, I did not want to... Whatever. Alright. After that, we have a seemingly platforming intensive section here. Gonna collect the checkpoint. This section is actually way easier than it looks, and now that I said that, I probably destroyed myself. No, I didn't. But yeah, this section is actually relatively easy to learn as well. It doesn't take a long time. There's way harder parts in this game. Alright, now we have a little mini boss here. Now this stage in general, or this dungeon, is basically Daruma doll themed enemies, and hello? Alright. This is why we don't want the yo-yo. The yo-yo has a little delay on its attack, so... And after you swing it, you cannot immediately re-swing it unlike the pipes, so that was why I was a little irritated there. Alright, this is what's supposed to be. Taking a lot of damage, but that's okay.
This almost makes me think of donuts. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, this is actually a reference to a child's game in Japan. Basically, they have these dolls exactly, basically, and it's kind of like Jenga, where you have a little hammer and like hammer out the parts without trying to destroy the tower. It's pretty neat. And yeah, all enemies in this area are basically a reference to Daruma dolls. And the boss of this area will also show that. Alright, this is probably coming up the most difficult section of the game for me. The rotating platforms over here will be relatively difficult to navigate. It's really messy. Especially one jump coming up here. But, alright, let's try that again. Don't be a hero. One jump coming up here, this one is very tricky because you gotta just time it right, hold left and then jump. You gotta just time it right because if you mistime it, the game on the platform will let you fall down and you can't actually jump, and then you'll just fall down to your death. So I'm going to take this section a little slow. This is very easy to get hit here. Alright, and with that we are at the boss. Now, every boss so far has had health points and stuff. This boss is actually relatively unique. You just gotta push him over, basically. So, what we're gonna try to do is do just that, and we did it. So that's a very, very easy boss. The 2-player kill for this boss is actually very nice, because player 1 actually jumps to his death while the other one pretty much knocks him over. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, with that, we rescued the princess, and everything is good, right? Or not. Yeah, so we brought back the princess to seemingly the emperor, but the leader of the bad guys, General Shogun, basically disguised himself as the emperor, and now throws us in the dungeon. Luckily though, we still have help out there. Good old Ye will bail us out here, and we have to find our way to General Shogun for the final showdown. There's all sorts of people imprisoned here. First off, we're going to seek out the Emperor himself, because he's actually the key to revealing a secret passage that we have to go through. Now the thing is, I've already lost runs to this, but the Emperor is over here. And you gotta enter, and he has to draw out a letter. You can't just leave, you have to draw out at least a letter, otherwise this secret passage will not appear. It's very tricky. I have lost runs to that before. Alright. Oh, with that, we're able to pay attention to the ton of the bottom parts. Thanks. Sure, I ruined the game for everybody who paid attention. But yeah, this final area is very straightforward. We basically have this section here where these guys are going to spawn randomly and jump a little. And from there we're going to climb up to the final showdown. These golden cats, by the way, I already collected one of them earlier. They give you 2 more health for the stage. You basically have them in every warlock zone, but they're ideally obviously not necessary for speedruns, but yeah. Kinda want them for safety. What I'm doing here is, by the way, Ye is waiting for us here, and if you do it just right with the jumps here, you can actually skip a little cutscene there. She's supposed to talk to you there, but we can just skip over that if we jump over it. Alright, I'm going to try damage boost at the end here. It's the last climbing section. Right. One more golden cat. And platforming. Made it. Nice. That last jump is a little tricky. Alright, I got the damage boost too. Nice. That's actually trickier than it looks, because you only want to damage once there. To not lose your second pipe, but with that we have 2 refights coming up. Lantern Man is coming back for revenge. Basically the same strategy as before. No. That's fine. I really only needed that weapon for this boss. And I still have sushi. I love sushi. If you don't have pipe 2, this boss can be a little bit annoying, because you can't actually reach the things very well. It is what it is. Luckily I do have a lot of extra money because of the lottery. Alright, from here it should be smooth sailing. We have one more refight here with the giant Otafuku. But other than that, we're pretty set actually. I always do that. Nice, I got double hit. Awesome. I missed that one. Too bad. And yeah, the last phase also here. You can't double hit him, so might as well just slowly bring him down. Alright, and with that, we're meeting our final boss, General Shogun. Now, in the Japanese version, unfortunately, he's supposed to be riding a dog-line mythical creature here. In the Japanese version, however, well, you can see for yourself, it's not displaying very correctly. In the US version, they fixed it, but yeah, just imagine I'm hitting. I'm supposed to throw these arrows back at the dog, basically. On the head, I can't just hit him anywhere, so... Alright, with that done, he's going to be... final boss here. I'm going to call out time. Time is not on the final hit on the boss. And yeah, the boss can't actually hit you if you're on the edge of the screen, so that's very, very handy. Now, the interesting thing about General Shogun is that Shogun means general, but yeah. And time.
I've got you at 36-26.
That's okay, definitely. I made a lot of mistakes here and there because I'm not really practiced in playing this while talking, because generally, well, this is a relatively focus intensive run, so I tend to not talk a lot, but that's definitely okay for that. I don't actually know, like, it depends, like, how long I took for the gambling, but yeah, I'm relatively happy with that.
Well, I thought your commentary was just fine. I didn't want to interrupt you because you were doing just a good job, so...
Thanks.
Yep. Yeah, we just got a $5.65 donation from Anonymous. No message. Thank you very much. And that's wrapping up Legend of Mystical Ninja, and up next is gonna be RKS.
Say it was $5.65?
Yep.
Okay. I knew somebody was going to donate for the 666 donation.
I just saw. What a number. Well done, folks. Well done.
Alright, well, thanks again for the run.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it a lot. I hope the viewers did too. And enjoy the rest of the marathon.
Yeah, and you're not done yet. We're going to have to call you back on Sunday if you're up for that.
Am I up for that? I don't know. LCC is in that race, so I'm not sure yet, but we'll see.
Just sabotage, that's all.
We'll go ahead and switch to the next game. All right, you're free to go, Elm. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in a couple days.
Cheers.
See ya.
And up next, we have some meme game.
Meme.
Let's bring in our memers.
I love memers.
Here comes memer number 1 and memer number 2.
What kind of
Yo,
name is
what's
this?
up? I am indeed memer number 1.
Oh
You
my
guys can
goodness.
argue over who's who.
I'm not okay with this name.
Well, I'm always number 1, so.
This guy.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
I feel like I started a family argument here or something.
It's
Okay.
okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so Siren here is going to help me commentate for RKS.
Welcome.
Feeling pretty nervous.
Thank you.
Good to have you both. What number stream are you on? Do you remember?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay. Let me pull up your stream here. Are you streaming the Mumble as well?
No, just game audio.
Just game audio. Oh, that makes life easy. Okay.
I just want to let everybody know that in RKS there is another prize, of course. It is a RKS download if you donate $10 or more.
Now, is it a download or is it a physical copy of the game?
It looks like a disc copy.
I think it might
It
be a
looks like
physical copy.
of the game.
Yeah.
How do you know there's a thing?
Yeah. I know people
that's
really go
even
nuts
cooler.
about having a physical copy of the game here. So
I wish I had the physical copy of the game.
Well, you could get it if you donate $10.
$10.